What is going on, bros and girls? Today we'll be reviewing these Reid and Heath Acoustics CA-200 circumaural headphones. If you haven't heard of the brand, RHA is actually a UK-based company that have been making headphones for only a few years, but they are quickly gaining a reputation for great customer service and good quality products, backed with a great warranty. They have just entered the US market, so expect them to gain quite a bit of popularity now that they're in North America. This particular model retails on Amazon for about $30 and is packaged really well. If you want to see an unboxing of this product, I have uploaded that video as well, and it will be in the description and the annotation. On to the review. As usual, I'll first start with any cons, then leave on a good note with the pros. Overall, I'm really impressed with this product, and I think for its relatively small price, you get a lot in a headphone, so the pros will far outweigh the cons. The first con I found is pretty small and only really applies to those with larger satellite dish sized ears, and it is the fit of the ear cups. They're labeled as being circumaural, aka around or over the ear, but I have medium sized ears, and while I find them comfortable, they actually don't fully encompass my ears. On me, they are about 80% circumaural and 20% supraaural, or on-ear. So if you have large Dumbo ears, these probably will fit you as an on-ear headphone, and the fit of these might not be what you were expecting. The only other con I have is more of a nitpick, and maybe most people won't even notice, but like all glossy black electronics, this is a fingerprint magnet. This was the same with my super glossy Razer Lycosa mirror keyboard, and while glossy gadgets do look very sharp when they're in pristine, very clean condition, once you touch them, it's fingerprints galore. But like I said, maybe you won't even notice this or even care. Like, I only noticed this because I'm a picky douchebag. Now onto the pros, and I found quite a few. The first is what headphone users should care most about, and it is the sound. I would say the strengths of this headphone definitely lies in the highs and the lows. I would consider this a bright headphone as opposed to veiled, and the top end has pretty good extension and is pretty detailed for a $30 headphone. Out of the box there is some slight sibilance, but this goes away after just a few hours of burn-in. The mids are acceptable at this price range, but where these really shine are the lows/bass. The bass is tight and punchy and does not distort or drown out the other sounds. It doesn't have gigantoid amounts of bass, but as everyone knows, large amounts of bass do not necessarily equal good quality sound. There are some popular brand headphones out there that just pump the bass, but the bass isn't clean and it washes the mids and the highs out. For a $30 headphone, the CA-200s definitely exceeded my expectations in sound. And speaking of price, this brings me to my next pro, which is value. For $30, not only do you get a nice sounding headphone, but you also get a sharp looking headphone and a detachable tangle-free cable along with it. When clean, these headphones look very flashy with its high gloss finish and streamlined, clean edges. There's no unnecessary clutter, which I'm a huge fan of. Also, the removable and replaceable cable is a feature found mostly in much higher priced headphones that is very valuable in case the situation ever occurs that you snag or break the cable, or your dog, cat, or baby pterodactyl chews them to shreds. The RHA website offers replacements for a very affordable price. Another nice touch that I'd like to add is that their cables are all gold plated, which prevents corrosion and tarnishing in case you live anywhere that is prone to oxidizing metals. One last pro that I want to touch on is its weight and comfort. RHA have done a great job keeping the weight down on this model at a very slim 166 grams. In comparison to my $250 Sennheiser HD 558s, which themselves are very comfortable and feel like nothing on my head, they are about 60% heavier at 260 grams, so you can imagine just how light the CA-200s are. With comfort, these use what RHA calls an ErgoFit system, which basically means the cups can pivot along all axes. This works well and lets the CA-200s instantly conform to your head, whether you have a nicely shaped skull or an abnormal shaped one. So all in all, I'm very impressed with the performance per dollar of these headphones. For $30 you get a nice sound and lots of features found in higher priced headphones. They are also quite comfortable as long as you don't have big ears. Lastly, they have a great warranty of 3 years, which is also a lot more than most other brands. If you're on a tight budget looking for over-the-ear headphones, I would definitely consider taking a look at these. So I hope you all enjoyed my review of the Reid and Heath Acoustics CA-200 circumaural headphones. If you did, please help me out and rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, YouTube, peace!